Working in a sheriff's office can be really tiring and challenging, especially when you're a deputy for over 2 decades. Even though retiring from that job could appear stressful to some, it could come as a blow to the person who has probably spent half of his life doing that job. In the El Paso County Sheriff's Office, Deputy Tony Sherb has served for 29 years now. He was famously known to be strict and disciplined. It was the day of his retirement, and how he celebrated it in an elevator surprised his coworkers and is going to come to you as an unexpected piece of information. In El Paso County, situated in Colorado, Tony was one of the longest-serving officers from his department. For approximately 29 years, he'd worked with the transport and traffic units and was a favorite of his colleague. After so many years, it was time for him to move on. Ongoing elevator malfunctions have been troubling the sheriff's office authorities for a long time now. The malfunctioning elevator has been a cause of trouble and might have led to some issues if the only office in the county was attacked, but a solution was suggested. Attempting to diagnose the problem, these 2 mischievous-looking technicians installed a camera in the elevator too, but kept its knowledge a secret. People do all kinds of things when they think they're alone, and a hidden camera became a form of amusement for the people on the back end. After his retirement gathering and speech, Tony Sherb was expectedly emotional. However, he refused to stay in the state for long, and as soon as he entered the lift, just like other people, Tony had his way of dealing with loneliness and stress, and even had the female officers to join him in this. And all this while he was being recorded on the camera. He might have received a lot of gifts and speeches that day, but what Deputy Tony ended up doing in that elevator would definitely have to be the show-stopping event of the day. Who would have expected this disciplined cop to be de-stressed by whipping and nay-naying? As soon as he entered the elevator, this sheriff put on this famous song and started grooving. He didn't know he was being watched or that the chief deputy would catch him in the act. In case you didn't know, Watch Me, Whip, Nay Nay is a 2015 song by the hip-hop R&B artist Silento. It was an instant hit because of its groovy music and rad lyrics. Tony improvised its dance moves, and we can't complain about the product. He really started to let himself loose and owning the entire elevator. Did he know he was being watched? Maybe. Did he care about it? Absolutely not. It was his retirement day, his party, and he was going to enjoy it. But what happened when the elevator stopped? The elevator stopped on the next floor, but the deputy officer was not able to get out of his groove in time. In came Deputy Reed and gave a skeptical look to Deputy Tony. However, his aura was just too hard to resist, and it didn't take long for Deputy Reed to get into the mood, and she started to shake a leg too. It wasn't long before they both started syncing their dance moves and did the stanky leg together. Reed was not impressed at first, but Tony's lip-syncing skills and his moves really impressed her, and she lost all inhibitions of her senior and accompanied him in whipping. While they were enjoying their trance, the elevator stopped again, and in came the chief deputy officer, their senior. They both instantly forgot about their fun and took a standby position behind the officer. Even though the dancing stopped, the trio appreciated the music. Even the chief started shaking his head in tune with the song. The next floor came, and Tony couldn't wait to get back to his dancing. He saluted the chief officer and resumed his steps the moment the chief turned his back. On the same floor that chief deputy officer left on, Deputy Murphy, school resource officer, came into the elevator. She noticed the errant behavior of Deputy Reed and Deputy Tony and kept observing them for a while. Unable to resist anymore, she joined the pair, and the 3 of them kept on dancing without a care in the world. No, the Superman did not join them, but the next best thing happened. Soon the 3 of them started syncing their steps according to the lyrics of the song. When the lyrics referring to Superman come, all 3 of them imitate the flying style and sync their moves. The video in the next slides is hilarious. As if the 3 of them were not rocking enough, they were joined by Sheriff Bill Elder. As suggested by his name, he was elder in his seniority to them. Again, they hushed up when he came in, but this time it was the senior who took the initiative of restarting the party. The 4 of them went gaga over a Silento song. They all probably knew they were being watched, but they could have cared less. After all, they weren't doing anything wrong, just a little harmless fun. The hidden camera in the elevator recorded the whole of the party and their crazy dance moves. The sheriff's office in a Facebook post wrote that Tony earned the reputation from his peers and supervisors as being highly professional and exceptionally knowledgeable. The video shown garnered millions of views in just a matter of days. After all, it's not every day that one gets to witness a bunch of police officers dancing their brains off in an elevator. Groovy moves of Tony Sherb and the other officers not only made them famous for their fun-loving and cool nature in the office, but also in the locality. Everyone could identify them from their viral video. They became famous for their little stunt in the elevator. The video not only made Tony an internet sensation, but a person who seemed to have dissolved the way civilians saw police officers. When they saw the video, they were not only tickled but inspired. They too realized that it's important to enjoy life and not let work get to you. Tony and other officers set some serious goals for the chiefs of every department. Every worker now wished that their heads and colleagues could be as cool as Deputy Tony, Reed, Murphy, and Sheriff Elder. They all raised the bar of the coolness quotient. Some people think that the whole video is a setup and it's a fake. There's no knowing whether the whole thing was fake or not, and honestly, does it matter? It ended up entertaining people and the officers too. It caused no harm and injured no one, and it was all in good faith. The department's Facebook page was usually used to tell the people about any arrests or mishappenings in the areas around, but this time the department made an exception and posted the video online. Hope you enjoy it like we all did. You've got to appreciate the spirit of these officers. Instead of judging colleagues, they indulged his wish to dance. It was his last day. They subtly teach us the value of camaraderie.